From DC to Philadelphia, the original nation's cap. Y'all already know what's about to happen, right? It's going down. Let's get it. Yeah. This my attitude, check the altitude, the whole sky's on fire, you ain't seen the news, energy weapons taking cities out, we on the move, mobilize and get your mind right, that show improve, I only open my heart for a chosen few, we keep on playing our part, the blessings overdue, I work the graveyard shift, trying to raise the dead, valley of the dry bones, let us rise and bread, trying to get them off the streets, cause that's Satan's list, bodies dropping every day, they ain't playing fair. They think it's all fun and games like it's laser tag. Just to do you like this verse, that's a body bag. All my foes feel the pain on my subtle jab. Have them seeing stars, drones, and hovercrafts. Used to have the feds watching where I lay my head. Now I spend my time off grid. Ain't no coming back. The sky's on fire, but they don't have a clue. Scared to look up, petrified to make a move. But the sky's on fire and the end is coming soon. The sky's on fire, it's like they scared to look up. But the sky's on fire, but they don't have a clue. Scared to look up, petrified to make a move. But the sky's on fire and the end is coming soon. The sky's on fire, but they scared to look up though. It's raining brimstone like Sodom and Gomorrah. Brick and mortar be your grave if your home ain't in order. Got the whole world scorching. Death, culture, abortion. Moloch worship, golden calves and serpents. That's what's going on in these Catholic churches. But this that holy water when the bastards lurking. It's gonna be a bloody slaughter when it's Christ's return. And so let's party with the king of Babylon is burning. The sky's on fire, but they don't have a clue. Scared to look up, petrified to make a move. But the sky's on fire, and the end is coming soon. The sky's on fire, it's like they scared to look up. But the sky's on fire, and they don't have a clue. Scared to look up, petrified to make a move. But the sky's on fire, the end is coming soon. The sky's on fire, but they scared to look up. Philly down to DC,
connected like a layover. Every time we link up, Israelites wake up. Chains broken off minds, end time. See the signs, flights over Babylon. Fireballs
in the sky,
aviation,
where they landed.
Government lack
understanding,
prayers for the lives perished.
Hey.
Moment of silence been taken, switching my location. Put me back in the field.
Gardening livestock.
We got UP.
Next like the
NC. Walking down dirt
roads,
looking for
lost souls.
Soon as the drones vanish, now the airplanes
crash.
What a coincidence. Don't believe
superstition.
Reading this holy text,
vexing your spirit, huh?
Haters got salty face.
Every hit clear the base.
You like
Berry bomb.
These bags
carry on.
I need a
window seat.
Watch Babylon
line fall. The sky's on fire, but they don't have a clue. Scared to look up, petrified to make a move. But the sky's on fire, and the end is coming soon. The sky's on fire, it's like they scared to look up. But the sky's on fire, and they don't have a clue. Scared to look up, petrified to make a move. But the sky's on fire, the end is coming soon. The sky's on fire, but they scared to look up. Hey.
I done flown on the plane a whole
bunch of times.
I done prayed on the way
a whole bunch of times.
I done flown Spirit Airlines
a bunch of times.
$12.99 and it ain't crashed.
Not a single time.
It's a shame so many people falling
out the sky.
Donald Trump in office
talking about his DEI.
He said basically to fly.
You need some smarter guys.
I'm confused to put 500 bills in
AI.
I'm convinced these rich cats
out their damn minds.
Trump done hired an AI, they call him
Elon.
They defunding everything that's not the DEI. He got the CIA standing
in the damn employment line.
Looking for reparations, you won't see a
dime.
Trump
icing everything like it's 99.
Ice running in the houses, now you're
9 to 5, no more Mexicans.
Got them tickets to the
borderline.
Anyway, y'all just
thinking about the stupid bowl.
Bread and circus got them
all under my control.
We can hear it in your voice. You
ain't got a soul.
It's a shame how you
Let them demons in there take control.
Rising from them ashes,
Rising from them dry bones.
Get away from
NPCs and them demon clones.
Walk like Shadrach,
Rack, Meshach, and Abednego, so you can walk through fire. Let the Father do his miracles.
I'm just being real.
Forget being lyrical.
These demons think we fell off.
It's hysterical. Hey. What is going on? What is going on? Peace and blessings to the chat. I'm back with another broadcast. You know they got us YouTubers working like Hebrew slaves out here in these streets. You know, all of the content creators, we all working double and overtime. Everybody is feeling the tariff increase. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even content creators. So you see everybody doing their thing. But nonetheless, I got some breaking news. So apparently Trump just put he put Hollywood. I'm thinking about that track right there when he said he hired an AI, he called him Elon. Hey man, if y'all like that song right there, let's not just skate by that track right there. Listen, y'all gotta go to Nubreed Universal ENT. That joint right there is called Skies on Fire, right? A lot of good music over there. Pretty soon I'm gonna be having some new drops come over there. And that's what it's all about, putting that powerful music out there that has a message, right? That music is designed to enlighten the people, spark some thought, ignite the conscious. You understand me? We're talking about Donald Trump. We're here again talking about President Trump, y'all. And by the way, the artist on that song, that's your With Desire, Shy Blood Before Dishonor, and myself, right? Donald Trump. Now, for whatever reason, a lot of you all come over here to get your news, right? When I say news, I mean your political news. For those just joining us, this channel has somewhat become somewhat of a political analyst type of platform. And it's simply because I look at things from a different perspective. I don't have any political affiliations. I'm not with any party, right? I'm not funded by anybody. I just kind of get online and I look at what's going on. And I also weigh everything through the parameters of the Holy Bible. But what makes this different from any other political channel is, you know, we tend to make it comical. You know, there's some satire involved. But all in all, I bring out a lot of facts, a lot of truth, right? Yes, right. That's the narrow path. That is the narrow path. Now, this stream is going to be no different. That's right. It's the spiritual voltage that you signed up for, man. One love to y'all. Man, shout out if y'all be rocking with everything that's posted on a daily basis. Shout out to y'all, man. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all rocking out with everything that's posted because, you know what I'm saying, y'all already know it's going to be some powerful information. And also, listen, let me know in the comment section right now if you ain't no bot. Just let me know you a person. Say, Breed, I ain't no bot. It's me, Breed. It's your homeboy so-and-so. It's your homegirl so-and-so. I ain't no bot. Let me know in the chat, man, if you ain't no bot. Because like I told y'all, they be doing a lot of crazy activity, a lot of finicky, shady, jiggling the wires type of stuff on these platforms, especially when you're a truth speaker, right? Now, okay, hey, look, the chat is going crazy. If everybody is in here at once, letting it be known they ain't no bot, that's a good thing, right? Now, we talking about Trump. I'm going to get to it. He just put Hollywood on notice. Trump told Hollywood, look, I'm finna put 100% tariff on any foreign films. Now, all of the actors are scrambling. The Actors Guild is scrambling. You got all of the producers, the directors, everybody's scrambling. Everybody trying to figure out what the hell that means. I'm about to break it down to you. First of all, before we share the news with you, let me tell y'all like this. Trump is set up to destroy America. Matter of fact, I'm going to take it a step further. Trump is going to destroy the entire Western world altogether. Let's just put it out there like that. By the year 2030, this place is going to be unrecognizable at the rate that we're going. Now, of course, that's not a we problem. I know some of y'all like, what the hell? What? No. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me out. That's not a we problem. That's a them problem. You know why? Because we're going to operate in faith. We're going to deal with the Holy Spirit. We're going to deal with the Most High. We're going to keep his law, statutes, and commandments. We're going to walk accordingly. We're going to walk upright. We're not going to maneuver the way the rest of the world maneuvers. But at the rate we're going, you might as well get your popcorn ready, because they're going to completely obliterate the Western world to the point where you're not going to be able to recognize it. It's going to be a wasteland. You're going to look back at America and, well, let me word it this way. All the other countries are going to look at America and be like, is that America? Now, you got to look at all the things that Trump is doing here. He's disrespecting all the world leaders. And he's not playing fair with the world leaders. And the outcome is exactly what they set up for. They've been planning this. Now, we're going to get into it. Hold on. Let me, let's get to my source here. Let's get to it. Let's go. Now, let's talk about Hollywood, because Hollywood don't know what to do right now. Hollywood don't know what to do. Trump planned Hollywood tariff rattles studios and streamers. Everybody's rattled. Executives at Hollywood studios and streaming services scrambled to determine what the announcement would mean for their businesses. Executives said there were no given prior warnings and no information about how it might work. Very interesting. Watch this.
All aspects now of the economy are getting hit. It's not just the stuff that, really, your cups, your saucers, your toys. It's now entertainment, other aspects. Where do you see this going in? What does it mean for folks out there that are just going to try to make it through the summer?
I really honestly believe that there will be a time that people will write about this, political scientists, and say never has a president self-inflicted more political damage than Donald Trump did at the beginning of his second term. I don't know how he really can't get out of it. As Brandon said, it's not like factories spring up overnight. And by the way, when they do, the goods that they produce are going to cost more.
You know what's interesting about it? Trump is an actor himself. That's the interesting part. That's the irony of it all. He came through Hollywood. Trump came through Hollywood. We remember him being on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We remember him being on Home Alone 2. We remember him being on WWE, wrestling Vince McMahon. We remember him on The Apprentice. So what I want y'all to understand is everything is theater. Yeah, he's the Manchurian apprentice now. Everything is theater. He's being used to do exactly what he was set up to do. Lights, camera, action, y'all. Now, the way this will affect Hollywood is quite interesting, to say the least. What's fitting to take place is he wants to make all movies in-house. Now, here's the interesting part. This is why a lot of the actors and actresses, as well as producers and so forth, are terrified right now. I'm about to drop some real knowledge. No, you didn't get this from anywhere else but over here in Nubreed Global, right? Thank you, True Love. I appreciate the support. Yeah, he was out here wrestling Vince McMahon. Come on, y'all. But listen, y'all, let me break this down to you. I don't know if y'all remember this a couple of years back. Actually, it was last year. Last year, all the actors, well, the Actors Guild went on strike. You know why they went on strike? Because their likeness in all perpetuity was at risk. And they were at risk with being replaced with artificial intelligence. Trump is now in office. He just spent $500 billion on AI. And he wants to make all the films in-house now. Why? Because a lot of Hollywood actors, a lot of producers are working with people overseas. So what he's doing is revolutionizing Hollywood. And a lot of movies y'all gonna see, you're gonna think it's Denzel Washington. You're gonna think it's Will Smith. You're gonna think you're looking at an actual actor, but it's gonna be AI. That's how sophisticated the program is that they're working on. So when I say everybody hurting, everybody gonna be hurting. The actors are gonna be getting cut out. You're gonna be thinking you're watching a movie with Jamie Foxx, and it's gonna be straight up AI generated. And they're not gonna be paying them. So when you sign your name in blood, you lose your soul in all perpetuity. Your likeness belongs to them. Somebody said that's robbery. I know Satan is an MF, ain't he? That's part of it. The other part of it is this is also being used and designed to cripple the economy. Because, you know, when you take out foreign films and you're putting those tariffs out there and you're unable to have foreign films in America, that limits our choices, limits our selections. And let's just be real about it. America makes the same damn movie every year. America makes the same 5 films every year. It's all Halloween. It's all hero movie, superhero. I mean, literally, ladies and gentlemen, America just makes this a cycle of the same movies over and over. But anyway, let's go.
Than the goods that we're importing. That's why we're importing them, for cheaper goods for America. And so we try to do what we do best, and we need to compete. And some tariffs, strategically and surgically placed, are fair when you have a country that's underwriting industries. But what he's doing here is going to change politics in this country for at least the next 2 cycles, because there's no way he can dig out of this hole easily. And by the way, if Ron Johnson remembers Ronald Reagan, he certainly doesn't remember anything else about Ronald Reagan. Because I guarantee you Ronald Reagan was exactly the opposite of Donald Trump when it comes to trade and understanding that we now live in a global economy. I don't know what Trump has for McKinley and the Smoot-Hawley tariffs. He clearly is fixated on some time in the past, thinking this is going to be a miracle cure, but he has not thought this through.
Hey, Trump is just an scapegoat. Trump is the blame. Like that clip on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when Donald Trump said, everybody blames me for everything. That was like the only line he had in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Y'all think that's by chance? No. He said that because he's an scapegoat. He knew the position he would play as the Manchurian candidate. They chose him to play the role he's playing right now. They put him in this position for this reason. Look, let me put this out here. Donald Trump is not the one to blame. The American people are to blame, because the American people are ignorant and complacent. And they refuse to educate themselves on history. They refuse to ask questions because, let's be quite frank about it, a lot of people are comfortable in their ignorance. People like things the way they are. They don't want them to change. But Trump is being used to make a change. And honestly, it is for the better. It's just a matter of perspective. Let me repeat that. Trump is changing things for the better. It's just a matter of perspective. Now, what does that mean? How is he making things for the better? Well, guess what? The Bible says everything that happens on the face of this earth are for the greater good of those who are chosen. And that's what's happening. So as the pressure cooker boils and heats up, it's going to try God's people like gold through the furnace, and it's going to get us out of our comfort zone, and we are going to rise to the occasion. Those who understand that faith without works is dead are going to rise to the occasion and be Holy Spirit led and guided to do the work. So guess what? Trump is doing something. Of course, Trump is a puppet and he's being used. Of course, you know, he's trying to look out for his rich buddies because everything he's doing is for the elitists. But the Most High's playing chess. The world powers are playing checkers. The Most High's playing chess. Never forget that.
And nobody around him has the nerve to tell him how wrong he is.
It's so crazy that because people are scared to tell, seemingly, allegedly, because that's the only thing I can think of. Everybody said Peter Navarro because he believes this mess. But it's crazy to me that the people that serve at the pleasure of the president, whose job it is to advise the president, are like, just gonna go along with the get along until maybe it just hurts a little too much and he decides to back off because they don't want to just tell him the truth. Because the truth is, sir, you don't understand trade deficits, sir.
And neither do you.
The president, we're going to have an economist come in and brief you because you're wrong, sir. That's how you have to talk to the president.
Well, that's the difference between Trump 2 versus Trump 1. There were those people in Trump 1, including my old boss, Paul Ryan.
Right.
Donald Trump wanted to do this stuff in his first term.
Gary Cohn.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Gary Cohn brought a packet in to the White House and was like, sir.
Look, I think there actually is a bit of a silver lining for Republicans in this. This is pure, unadulterated Trumpism. And when it falls flat...
Well, look, there's going to be a totalitarian government. All the history books already told us what's going to happen. Trump is going to be a dictator pretty much. At least that's what it's looking like, right? Trump said that he controlled the United States and he controlled the world. So, you know, he already told Walmart, no, it wasn't Walmart, it was Amazon. He told Amazon that if they posted the tariff prices next to the regular prices, then, you know, it was going to be labeled a oppressive, it was going to be labeled a political act. Yeah, he's an emperor. This man is a whole emperor. He said it would be labeled a radical political act, something like that. If Amazon posted the tariff prices, Trump, look, people scared. Trump got power right now. Yeah. Somebody said next thing, tariffs on our paychecks. Yeah, they're going to put tariffs on the people who print the paper. If the paper coming from overseas, they putting a 900% tariff on the paperwork. I'm telling you. Hey, he's here to crash the economy.
On its face, and we see that this type of populism does not work.
Listen, when I said that Trump is the scapegoat and the American people are to blame because we want to remain ignorant, somebody in the chat said that they're leaving. That goes to show you it's much easier to blame somebody else than to actually do what you need to do yourself. The president should not affect what's going on in your home, in your walk. The president shouldn't affect your relationship with your creator. More often than not, everybody wants an scapegoat. And the truth of the matter is, Trump is just playing his part. That's right.
Leads to economic ruin, that it leads to bad politics. I'm hoping that maybe we can get this a little bit out of our system faster than we otherwise would. I don't think everyone's going to run away from Donald Trump quickly. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think this ship has sailed on that for a while. But there's no excuses here. This is Donald Trump's economy at this point. This is his policy, and we're going to see what we get from it. I don't think it's going to be good.
But on that point, Brendan, and this is the problem that I think Republicans short term, and by short term, I'm talking 2, maybe 3 political cycles here, right? So you congressional, presidential, congressional. You're right. If all this stuff starts to fall apart, which it will, July, right? Because guess what? Ships that should have been here aren't here. So stuff that's on those ships should have been unpacked and getting to store shelves. Not happening. So when you're looking for that beach ball this summer, guess what? All those tchotchkes are going to be hard to find or more expensive. That then trickles down into the fall. So when you get into this point where that economic pressure begins to land, Donald Trump and Republicans aren't going to be able to sit there and go, well, this is Joe Biden's economy.
Well, all of the presidents are going to always blame each other. And he has at least a few seasons to be able to do that. You know, they're always going to pull that card. When the Democrats are in office, they blame the Republicans. When the Republicans are in office, they blame in the last term of the Democrats. This is how they get down. I told y'all, they're working in a Hegelian dialect to go against the people. That's what it really boils down to. Two sides going against each other when they really playing the people. Yeah, it's a whole cat and mouse game. That's right, Solo Slim. That's all that's happening.
Because you can't sit here and cherry pick the good stuff on a good day, and then on the bad day goes, well, it's the other team that caused the problem.
We seem to be talking about a lot of trivial products that are going to come across. It's everything. It's food.
It's
It's
right.
things that people really need. And we don't need to theorize what's going to happen if you have an election when people...
Do me a favor, everybody. Like the video right now. Everybody get the likes up if you get an understanding right now. Let's go.
are worried about the cost of goods. We just had that election.
Right.
And Joe Biden
Exactly.
got his, or Kamala Harris, but Joe Biden basically in history got his butt kicked because cost of living was too high. The exact same thing is set to happen for Republicans. They didn't.
All right, I'm going to stop again and ask that you get the likes up. There we go. Thank y'all.
Learn their lesson. And again, I asked the big question, for what? For what reason?
Now, there's another news source that I want to go to. Now, look. Hollywood has just been put on notice, and Donald Trump, the actor, he's still playing games, y'all, with China. Oh, man. Y'all got to hear this, bro. Y'all got to hear this. Because the irony of what he's doing to Hollywood, and this is happening right before P. Diddy's trial. It's a lot going on. Now, and I'm also going to talk about what they're keeping us distracted from, too. Oh, yeah, because they're always keeping us distracted from something, right? And we're going to get to that. But you got to stay to the end to get it. Let me see here. I had this pulled up, but I don't know what happened. Oh, here we go. Oh, man, that man telling lies. And we gonna break them lies. Here we go.
Tariffs and President Trump.
All right, here we go. We got to talk about these tariffs. We got to talk about this trade war. Let's go.
Of trade is not always.
Now we on Fox News.
As I've said many times, that obviously in this trade puzzle, China's the biggest piece. Getting better terms of trade is not always a straight line. It's not always a pleasant process, but I think at the end, the trading relationships will be stronger.
Welcome back to the second hour of Angeles. And of course, joining us for the entire hour, Bullseye American Ingenuity Fund Portfolio Manager, Adam Johnson. Great to have you.
Great to be here.
So China feeling the crunch over tariffs, and President Trump is not budging. The art of the deal is on full display.
Trump ain't budging. China ain't budging. It's about to get real, people. Let's go.
Would you consider dropping the tariffs to get China to the negotiating table?
No.
Listen.
Oh, China's getting killed right now. They're getting absolutely destroyed. Their factories are closing. Their unemployment is going through the roof.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, he says China is absolutely getting destroyed right now. Their unemployment is going through the roof. Factories are closing. Ladies and gentlemen, what the hell happened to us? What's happening to us? Didn't 20,000 jobs get shut down in UPS? Didn't they just shut down 74 warehouses? Isn't Boeing getting affected? Y'all heard me talking about all the jobs that was canceled? Do this sound like the truth or a projection here? Oh, by humbug, Trump out here projecting, but the cult don't want to wake up. The cult do not want to wake up. It's like they really are brainwashing everyone. That man get on stage. Gas is $1.98, the lowest it's ever been. And you go out to your pump and it's the highest it ever been. This is insane. It's like we in the Twilight Zone, y'all. It's like we in the Twilight Zone.
I'm not looking to do that to China. Now, at the same time, I'm not looking to have China make hundreds of billions of dollars and build more ships and more army tanks and more airplanes.
As he mentioned, Chinese exporters are trying to find ways, though, around the tariffs, with some shipping their goods through third-party countries. There are reports, though, that Beijing is working on a list of American products to exempt from its own 125% retaliatory tariffs. Those are including pharmaceuticals, microchips, and aircraft engines.
China working to exempt products from tariffs. Pharmaceuticals, microchips, aircraft engines. You know why? Because they want to make sure that they still have some connection. Because I truly believe that all of this is happening by design. If China wanted to, from how I've seen this and how I studied this, if China wanted to just bleed America out, they could. They really could. They really don't have to have any dealings with America. They don't need it.
Retaliatory tariffs. Those are including pharmaceuticals, microchips, and aircraft engines. Adam, I want to come to you. This is sort of the game of chicken. Who needs who more?
Yeah.
Do you believe the data that China right now needs us a little bit more from what we're seeing that Trump said about the factories, about the exports that are starting to fall?
Well, in theory, the short answer to your question is yes. I do think China needs us more, and I'll tell you.
Pharmaceuticals and microchips aren't a coincidence. That's right. Because they're trying to usher out that mark of the beast. You know it. This is real.
Why? Because we are consumers. So we get their products and they're cheaper. Fine. But they are trying to employ their people. They're trying to run their factories. And if people aren't buying their stuff, then all of a sudden, all those subsequent relationships start to break down. So yes, I think you're right that China does need us more than we need them. But the fact is, we all kind of need each other. Just how badly we were treated. And specifically, here are the numbers. For the past 10 years, on average, we have put a 2.7% tariff on goods coming into this country. But when our goods go overseas, they face a 6.7% tariff. So in other words, the rest of the world, on average, has been tariffing us at 2.5 times the rate we have been tariffing them. That's not fair. That needs to end, and that's why this whole thing is happening. And I think if the White House had presented it that way, it would have been a lot easier to understand.
No. See, this is what they're trying to do, pull a wool over y'all's eyes. When the American citizens elected Trump, they didn't know he was going to be experimenting with the entire government. They didn't know that the people were going to have to take on the debt that America has. That's why you can't go wrong with following the Bible's rules when it tells you to charge the rich. When it tells you to charge the rich, because these tariffs these tariffs are only affecting us, the consumer. It's only putting us in debt. It's only, making the American citizens' life more difficult. So if you were following the scriptures, those who are millionaires and billionaires they would be the ones dealing with this, not the whole entire country.
So I'm not sure I entirely agree with the way we've gone about this, but I also agree with Secretary Besson that this is a negotiation and that we are getting there and that the end result will ultimately be very productive and good for the U.S.
Madison Scott Besson has also said many times that we import 5 times what China imports from us. So effectively, if you cool down our imports or their...
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we go on the conservative news and we go on the quote unquote liberal left-wing news. We cover it all. We go to all the news sources, right? Because we're not trying to find news that's only biased to what we believe in the situation, right? We're going to hear them out and then we're going to separate the real and fake.
Exports, they get hit harder. I've sort of taken a stance on this show that, Lydia, and you alluded to this earlier. This trade war has made me rethink my addiction to cheap crap. I do not need 30 sweaters that are $2 made by slave labor in China when I could have one really good quality American-made item. Are Americans around the world starting to think about the way we consume and the amount of what we consume?
I think so. And I think you see that in some of our consumer data and just in terms of where people are spending their money and how much they're spending. The thing that worries me is more so the small businesses that acquire the goods from.
Exactly. They're shutting small businesses down.
China and then sell them because we like to, it's 99% of the businesses in America are small businesses. They rely on a lot of Chinese goods. So yes, I think we could benefit from having a different approach to.
Listen, I think it's a very good time to take the opportunity to start your business. Whatever business you're working on, there's going to be some good coming out of, Trump's term in office. And that's if you're starting a business. If you start in some type of business, you can come out successful in that. You really could, because the major retailers and the major outlets, they're going to get hit. And there's going to be people just looking for quality, premium goods and services without going to Walmart and Target with all this inflation. So, you got to navigate accordingly. You got to move a certain way. But you know what? We were talking about Hollywood. I just, I had to check in on the news. We were talking about Hollywood, but, I just wanted to tap in, and touch bases with y'all, man. So here we have it. I got more material coming, man. Turn y'all notification on, what I'm saying? So you can get these videos as they're being uploaded. Hollywood has been put on notice. Breaking news. Hollywood is put on notice. There's going to be tariffs affecting Hollywood on foreign films. So all of the actors, everybody's afraid. They don't know how this is going to affect their money. I already told y'all at the beginning, it's going to affect them a great deal. Everybody in every major corporation has to feel the blow. Everybody got to feel the blow of what's going to happen in America, because y'all got to understand this is not a recession. This is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the collapse of the economy. So it's going to be a wave, and it's going to hit in waves. It's going to hit in waves, right? But yeah, them Hollywood actors, you about to see them complaining real soon. Oh, believe it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Actors Guild go on strike. It's going to get real. And they push Grand Theft Auto 6 back. So I don't know what's up with that. Everybody been waiting for the game to come out, and they done pushed it back, man. So, y'all know what it is, man. Everybody feeling it. Even the gamers are feeling it. But it is what it is, man. Y'all be blessed out there. Y'all stay safe. Peace.